Ok, vamos a analizar las palabras de Zuckerberg paso a paso. So, vamos a escuchar lo que él dice. Vamos a subirle volumen a esto.
Zuck here with a huge announcement. So, after much consideration, I've decided that I, the Zuck man himself, will be deleting Facebook. Okay, don't freak out. Let me explain. I want you all to know that I've heard your criticisms and your concerns about Facebook.
Okay, so he's starting with something saying, I want all you to know that I heard all your criticisms and everything that you guys have said about Facebook and all the bad impact that Facebook has caused to people, research that scientists have done, and blah, blah, blah. So he's saying that his decision on deleting Facebook was based on people's criticism. He started his video like that. He said, I'm deleting Facebook. And the first thing he said, because you guys have criticized it so much. So that's one.
And recently, I've had to take a really hard look at Facebook's impact on the world, and some of what I found has me concerned too. I created Facebook to connect. Okay,
so he's saying here that he's concerned about the impact of Facebook because he created a network environment where it was just based on people sharing stuff. But then there's a lot of things that has concerned him because bad people have used it for prostitution, child molestation, children pornography. I mean, it has been used for the worse, not for the better of humanity. So he's like, oh my God, I have caused all of this.
Connect and bring people together. But now, 14 years later, studies have shown that spending too much time on Facebook can leave people feeling isolated and alone.
Okay, so he's saying that after 14 years that this network has been with us, the research showed that people feel isolated and alone and blah, blah, blah. Like that, he's basing it upon that. He's not saying the benefits of Facebook and what has done to entrepreneurs like us, my husband and I, the benefits of communication, because when you use the Facebook Messenger, you can communicate with your family far away. That way, cutting out that excessive bills on long distance calls. Like my family, before Facebook, we were paid so much money on long distance calls, and now Facebook deleting that is cutting out the world. And to me, I'm also saying, okay, you make this decision based upon this impact that you're saying, based on the negative and blah blah blah. And every time something negative like this happens, they don't see the benefits of how you're benefiting poor people that couldn't never call their family or send a message or photo. And what would be the impact of poor people that depending on your Facebook app and on some free Wi-Fi somewhere where they were able to find it to communicate with their loved one in another country? That's something that is not reflected in this video.
And there's probably a lot of you out there that are on FB way too much. And we've compiled data to suggest that what people choose to share on Facebook doesn't always exactly line up to reality.
Okay, so he's saying that stuff that I share on Facebook might not be real, might not be really truth, you know, and what they're saying about like Mr. Trump. You know what? I blame Trump for this shit, because if it wasn't for Trump stuff, always saying fake news and blah blah blah, probably Zuckerberg would have never considered deleting Facebook. You see my point? I mean, I had nothing to do with your I'm not gonna say here I don't like your Trumpedian people who love Trump and blah blah blah, but basically, you know, see the impact also that Trump has done to those that are poor or rely on a network like Facebook to make some extra cash. And now this thing is no longer there. So how would I share my photos about my jobs or meetings that I've done, what we call the networking world, or all these meetings that are around all over the world, sharing about your skills and things you know, and giving you an opportunity to really be free from the regular 9-to-5 job and blah blah blah. Now you have a tool that allows you to communicate with people around the world or around your network to make some extra cash. Now look, you see, like the impact also, like this is only affecting those people that rely on that. Okay, so let's continue. Wait, I'm so upset.
How do we know that, you ask? Oh, we know. Oh. Just kidding, you guys. Kind of. Oh yeah, then there's also fake news, governments and organizations trying to use Facebook to undermine democracy.
Okay, you see? This is political. Because he's saying, I'm deleting Facebook because all those politicians, remember when not the Democrats, the Republicans were accusing Facebook, Twitter, and all these networks. Oh, you guys are censoring us. You're censoring us and blah, 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 and this and that. And accuse him of censorship of the right-wing people, right? So, to me, this is also like Zuckerberg's, like, clap back and slap in the face with those politicians that, oh, really? Okay, 2 years from now, we have 2020 elections, so not only the Democrats, but also the Republicans, both parties. Okay, so let me see how you guys are going to do without Facebook. How are you going to reach people? Okay, now let me make it fair now. Like I'm putting the playing field back again. You know, like let's see how you crooked politicians, whether you're Democrats or Republican, how are you going to deal without Facebook? Because you use Facebook. Like Obama was the first Facebook president, and that's how he reached his people, right? And he was able to bring people together, and no one like Obama, okay? And now I'm saying, like, oh, this is his way of revenge. Now you brought me to Congress. You did all these things to me, asked me stupid questions. You Republicans don't even know how the internet works. And you humiliated me in front of the whole entire United States and the world. So now you see what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete Facebook and booyah. Let's see how you're going to do without it.
And user data privacy breaches. Yeah, I'm concerned about that stuff too. So, I guess the big question is Facebook still good for the world? Well, just imagine a world without Facebook. A world not illuminated by the artificial glow of an LED screen, but warmed by the life-giving radiance of our sun. If there was no Facebook, we'd stop seeking validation by portraying a fantasy life on.
Okay, so he's saying to the people, oh, imagine your life without Facebook. Most of us are living a fantasy life on Facebook and portraying this image that is untrue on this and that and this and that. But okay, Zuckerberg, not everybody does that. You see what I'm saying? People do not use Facebook just for fantasy lives. They want to show the world, well, like for example, back home in Colombia. Now, some of the people in those barrios of Cali, Colombia, like El Poblado, or La Ribera, like different barrios in Cali, are using Facebook and other social media to really change the negative, how you say, reputation that these places have. And they say, okay, you guys say que El Poblado is bad, but no, listen, in El Poblado we have dance, We have art. We have this mechanic person who's teaching the guys how to be a mechanic, so to be able to work. And then this carpenter who's showing these kids how to do carpentry, so that way they don't have to fall for crime and become a sicario and things like that. Like, you see, positive things that was happening on Facebook. And in Spanish we say something, pagan justos por pecadores. It means like, for those that are judged, for those that live their life the way it should be, for a little bit of sinners, everybody pays the consequence. You see? And it's always been like that. People, come on.
Why? We wouldn't worry as much about our privacy being compromised. Maybe then we would feel less vulnerable and more secure. You know, Facebook was meant to bring us together. But do we really even need it? I've always said that Facebook should be a source for positive change in the world. If that's not true, then I guess it's up to me to do something about it. And that's...
So he's saying that he's doing something about it because he's showing all this research that people, instead of coming together, they're falling, they're breaking apart, this and that. Technology is something, digital technology is something very new, starting from the 70s all the way up to now. Now we're bringing it up to this level, right? But Zuckerberg is not saying, well, but this is part of evolution, right? So probably why delete Facebook and not really leave it and then do something about it, right? But probably it was the pressure, it was the politics that really said, okay, so this is time for me to really step out, already make millions with it. Maybe I'll do something different the next time. Maybe it's gonna be called differently, right? But he's actually taking, this chance of doing this because, again, it falls into politics.
That's why I have to delete Facebook, like everyone's Facebook. That's right, I'm shutting Facebook down for good. You're free, everyone. You're welcome. Suck out.
So you see now he's showing this wait a minute. It shows these people like, oh, enjoying the outside, enjoying the world, and like in Facebook, I always saw those commercials, like not commercial but memes. Oh, when we were little, this was our Facebook. We used to play it together. This was the way we socialized. This is the way we blah, 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 blah. But people not understanding. Come on, people. You cannot live back in the 70s. I always said, if you say good old days, you're wrong. There's nothing like the good old days. Good old days are not real. Good old days, and let me go in from good old days. What? Back in Jim Crow? Back in when people were segregated, enslaved, when women didn't have the right to vote. That's what you think is better? People are not dealing well with technology is because they're not evolved yet. We're evolving with it. And taking it away just like that is not fair. It's really not fair. I feel that it's going to hurt more the entrepreneur sector and also the poor people that rely on communication for free. Now, thank you, Zuckerberg, they're going to be paying for it. I understand you receive a lot of criticism. I understand the politicians really twisted up their force. But now, politicians, how you going to get elected if there's no platform of Facebook? How you going to say vote for me? And because, you know, all the accusations about the Democrats saying that Facebook was involved in the collusion with Russia and this and that, look at what just happened. So let's see who's going to win for 2020.